And this spreadsheet about which you shared, no, it cannot be edited. Like it says that the cells are protected like that.
Which
It
spreadsheet?
cannot be edited. I couldn't edit it. This Excel sheet which you shared, right? That attendance sheet kind of thing.
Okay, for that, I
That's,
asked Veda to check. Let me just check again which Excel sheet you're talking about. Yeah, here, my screen is
yes, this
visible, right?
one.
So this particular confirmation and comment you have to fill. It is not accessible. What is the error message that you're getting?
No, it's not accessible.
Any error?
Like the cells are protected. It's not showing any error, but it says that cells are protected. Password protected, I think.
Okay, this kind of error message that you are getting.
Yeah, yes.
Take a
Yes.
screenshot of that on your system and share it with Veda.
Okay.
Okay, as I can see, like there supposed to be two attendees. One is you, and the other one is Mohan Rajan Kumaran. I'm not sure whether he is going to attend or not because I have
No,
added
no, no.
you.
Actually, that's my husband's account.
Okay, okay. Then in that case,
Manoranjan,
oh sorry, Manoranjan Kumar.
Manoranjan Kumaran.
Yeah. So in that case, try with that account. You might have access with that account.
Okay, okay.
Like this to this particular Gmail, I provided you access on Friday, I guess. Friday or Saturday, whenever we have last.
Yes, the same. Mm.
Okay.
Okay, I will try with the other account.
Okay. Moving ahead. So let me just double check. Okay. So let's start with today's session. We will start with module 1. So we will start with module 1, that is the fundamental of testing. Here we will see why testing is necessary. With this particular topic, we'll see what is testing, what is the software system context, what is the cause of software defect, role of testing in different environments, different phases of software development, maintenance, and operation. What is testing and what is quality? How much testing is enough? What is testing? This particular topic we will cover in the first topic only. What are 7 principles and fundamental test process? What is test planning and control? What is test analysis and design? What is test implementation and what is test execution? Evaluation and exit criteria and reporting. Test closure activity. What is the psychology of testing and what are the code of ethics that you need to follow in a corporate environment? So some topics we will cover before it is mentioned, like here, exit criteria, we will cover that in how much testing is enough. Okay. And what is testing, we will cover it here in the first go.
Price testing.
Okay. So let's start with the first topic. What is testing and why testing is necessary? So could you please tell me what is testing in your own words without looking into the screen?
Testing, it means like while executing a program, we may find some error.
Mhm,
Like the developer, like what I studied, no,
mhm.
there might always be some error while developing a program,
Okay.
but this error will not be, may it not be recognized by the developer sometimes. So
Okay.
we go for this testing. In this testing, we will find what is the error, and the actual output will not be, the actual result will not be equal to the expected
Okay.
requirement, like the output requirement and the expected client's expected requirement will not be met. So that is called as error. So in order to rectify that error, we go for this testing. We
Okay.
have to retest until this requirement is met.
Okay. Great. So mainly software, what is software testing is? It is a method of determining whether the actual software product meets the expected requirement or not, right? It also ensures that the software product is free of any kind of bug or defect. I hope
Okay.
this sentence is self-explanatory.
Yes, actual software product.
So the main goal of software testing is to find errors, gaps, missing requirements in comparison to the actual requirements, including its performance. So the main agenda of doing software testing to any software product, software application, is to find the gaps, errors and gaps we will learn in later sessions. These are the terminology that we will go through entire software development life cycle, and we will see what are these in the coming sessions. Software testing is also plays a vital role in order to check whether a requirement is missing or not. Like developer will share a build with us with which will have all the requirements modules, but testers have also need to make sure that whether all the requirements that are mentioned in the document are completed, are fulfilled, are there in the development build or not, right? In addition to that, testing also makes sure that whether the application is performing as per the requirement or not. Let's say I have, let's say for example, in the case of Flipkart, whenever they have this freedom sales, I hope you are aware of Big Billion Days and all. If you are aware, if you are following India and Flipkart, no?
Yeah, I am aware.
Okay. So in when that freedom sale or Big Billion Days comes, what happens? The crowd on that particular website of Flipkart, Amazon increases. Then in that case, testers works day and night to test the application or the website's performance. So it's also testers' duty to consider whether the application or mobile application, any kind of application, is performing as per the performance requirement that is mentioned. Let's say Flipkart is my client and it has asked me that on 15th of August we are expecting near about 2 lakhs user per second. Like they will open Flipkart. Then in that case, I have to do performance testing with keeping in that in mind that there will be 2 lakhs people in that particular app or in that particular website per second. Okay, so that is the main agenda. That is what software testing is. It is the comparison with the expected and actual requirement. Uh, then it is done to find errors. It is also done to find missing requirements, and it also done to check the performance of in any application. Now let's come to the next subtopic, that is why testing is necessary. The first point is to identify defects. What is defect? What is bug? We will see in later session. For now, just go with the normal definition of defect. Something is wrong. So the testing is important since it discovers defect or bugs before the delivery to the client, which guarantee the quality of the software. Hope it is clear. Why testing
Yes.
is to maintain the quality of the software, um, to make it bug free or defect free. Testing is necessary to reduce flaw in the component on this or the system. It makes flaws means like something is wrong.
Errors.
Yeah, we are using it and there is some break in the system. So testing will make sure that there are no flaws. Like if you in those big billion days, you might see some lag in Flipkart or Amazon web application. When you go to payment page, there will be a lag. Like normally it will quickly take you to the payment page, but in those big billion days, there will be a flaw, that is a lag in the application with respect to the third party application, which is for payments. So that is the flaw. And the next one is increase the overall quality of the system. So thoroughly tested software ensures reliability and high performance. Hope it is clear why testing is necessary.
Yes, clear.
Okay, any question in the first topic?
No.
Great. Moving ahead, we have some more points in why testing is necessary. So human, anything that is done by human are mistake prone. Means that some mistakes will be there when a human is doing it. So if I'm calculating anything, some mathematical calculation, I might do some mistakes. But at the same time, if I do it with the help of calculator, that there will be a surety that there will be no mistakes.
Accurate.
Yeah, there will be no
It's
mistakes in the
accurate.
calculation. Okay. So here, this next point is human are prone to make mistakes. Some mistakes are not important. We can ignore it. Some are expensive. Here, what it means, let's say a developer made a product and it is not, and it is rated to a financial loss. Then in that case, without testing, if we release it to the market and there is a security breach or any kind of breach, then in that case, the third party can file a lawsuit against us, and
Yes.
that will be expensive. Like we have to pay certain amount in order to cover our mistake. Again, there is some next topic is some mistakes are dangerous for persons in terms of security, like data breach. So whenever some applications that are released without any security testing, that might be dangerous. Like your data is breached, someone might hack your account. Then in that case, it is again a human mistake. Like the testing was not done properly. Then that's why the security breach happened. Now the next point is, where does mistakes comes from? So mistakes come from bad code, that is bad assumption done by the developers. There are some blind spots which are invisible while you are developing anything, while you are creating anything. So it is always recommended to get it verified from other people other than the people who have developed it. So there the actual rules of a tester comes. So if you are developing any, let's say I am preparing any slide, this slide, if I am going to review it, it's okay from my
I'm fine.
perspective. But at the same time, if you are looking it on this my screen, you will find some grammatical errors, right? So that's why it is always recommended to get it verified, even if you're writing a mail, creating a PPT, or writing a test case, or in the same manner, if you are creating any product, get it tested, but by some other people other than developers. So who will do it? Testers will do it.
Yes.
Okay. Any question?
Okay. No, no.
So the next topic is software system context. Have you searched this particular topic on net?
No.
Okay, no worries. Okay, so to understand how an error causes a problem, it is better to consider the context within which software is going to be used. So context means what is the domain of that particular software, you can say. So we have many domains, like in normal day to day life, you will use Uber app, some medicine ordering app. At the same time, you will have e-commerce app and banking app. So testing of those application will be done in different manner. So that's what software system context is. So the context for which a particular software is developed is very important while testing it. Testing is done differently for different context. For example, a banking software that will be safety critical, which means if there should not be any financial loss or data breach or any kind of privacy loss. So a banking software will be tested accordingly, considering all the safety parameters or security parameters. Now coming to coming to a point of e-commerce softwares, like we said, we discussed in big billion days, testing will be done in such a manner that it could handle lot of people in on an hour or minute basis. So the testing of e-commerce software will be done in a different manner. Now coming to a next type of software, medical. So let's say I'm ordering any medicine from a medical app, and it will it directly takes the order without taking the prescription. Then in that case, there are medicine in the market which acts like drugs. So what will happen? People will uh, will start ordering from the e-com medical apps to do like the bad use of that particular medicine. So testing of that particular app will be done in a different manner. Or you can say we have a web application, Amazon web application and Amazon app. So depending upon the platform of that particular option, the testing will change. So that is the context of that particular software, whether it is a banking software, whether it is a web application, and whether it is a mobile application. Coming to mobile, whether it is an Android application or an iOS application. So depending upon the context, the testing parameter, the testing approach will change. So since testing is highly dependent upon the domain in which that particular application is developed, hence we can say that testing is context dependent. Any question? Any question in this particular topic?
No, no.
Now we have something called defects. We'll see what are defects and what are the causes of software defects. So software defects are mainly the deviation between the actual result that is that we get while testing versus the expected result. Hope you are getting my point. Like I'm expecting to upload my profile picture, right, and it is not taking it. So the uh, actual result,
Requirement is not.
yeah, actual result is not met. Sorry, the expected result is not met with respect to the actual result. So that is a defect. Okay.
Okay.
Defects can be any fault, error, flaw, or failure in the computer programming, causing an unexpected or incorrect result. Cool. I hope the
Yes,
meaning of defect is clear. Now let's see
yes.
how a defect occurs. What are the causes of software defect in while developing it in SDLC, software development life cycle? So the first point is lack of collaboration. So sometime what happens? Let me just give you an idea how it works. Give me a moment. Okay. So what I mean, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
So what I mean by lack of communication. So let's say, give me a moment. I'm just looking for something else. Hmm. So this is a group of customer. Let's say, give me a moment. Where it's totally new for me. This particular paint. These are, we can say, any service-based companies or corporates. Now, customer comes with the user requirement. They will say they will say that we need a website, let's say e-commerce, or let's say a company comes with a requirement that they need a website for their company. They will come to the service-based companies who will take who will be the first point of contact, the sales team.
Like,
Sales team which is working for this particular company. What will happen? The customer will share uh, the user requirement firstly with the sales team. Then what will happen? It will pass the user requirement to the technical group. And in that particular pass, if there is a communication gap, the, there might be a requirement miss. So that's what I'm trying to say, lack of collaboration. Now this technical group will have, okay, so this technical group will have business analyst who will get the requirements for the sales team. Then business analyst will do a documentation. It will pass to the Scrum. Scrum is someone who handles the whole product development and the whole software development lifecycle processes. Scrum will discuss the requirement with the product owner. Product owner will be assigned by the customer to the service based client, just to make sure and keep an eye whether things are going in the right direction or not. So this business analyst will pass the information to Scrum with the help of some documentation, and if and Scrum will pass it to developer, and product owner will review it. Now let's say these Scrum will also direct testers how to do and which module to pick first, what is the priority and all. Let's say there is a communication gap between sales team, technical group, and Scrum developers and testers. then what there might be a requirement miss, then what will happen? There will be a bug. Like we saw, like missing to test whether requirement is missing or not is also a kind of testing work. uh, Hope it is clear. If it is not clear,
Yes.
please let me know.
Yeah, sure. That can you give something with some other example, like day-to-day example, no? Like real time.
So these are the real time examples only.
No, this technical sales, technical business analyst, and this product developer tester is okay.
Mhm.
The Scrum, and then
Okay,
they don't know what roles they are playing, right? So,
okay.
like
So
something
Scrum,
very easy.
Scrum. These topics we'll see when we'll cover the SDLC, software development life
Okay.
cycle. Then it will. We have some models, software development models, V models, iterative, and that is agile model. There we will see product owner, Scrum, business analyst, and what are their work. So this is a real time example what happens in a corporate. Customer is there, they will state their requirement. There we have sales team that they will approach, like how it is done. Let me give you an overview. There is a
Okay.
marketplace that is organized by a group of people. So these customer will visit, and these service based company have their stalls there, and there who will be representing the company, the sales team.
Sales team.
They will say that, okay, you have this requirement, we can do it, and we can do it with the help of our technical group in such amount, let's say $5,000. Similarly, we will have another service based company that will also have a stall here in that particular market and with respective sales team. For now, let's give it as TCS. Let's give a name as Wipro. So TCS sales team will discuss with customer and provide all the details how it is going to develop, how much time they will take, how much money budget they need, and what is the profit margin that they are expecting. Similar thing Wipro people will do. But with Wipro, what will happen? Generally, what happens? TCS cost is more than other service based companies because the quality of engineers in TCS is way higher than the quality of engineers in Wipro. That is assumed, that is not documented, but that is generally assumed. So let's say this company have a budget of 4,000. Then in that case, TCS, uh, whether they will lower their price or Wipro is there to offer them the same product in 3,000. So what will happen if they are budget constraint? They will directly go to Wipro and get the same thing. So this is a real example. It is just a corporate thing, but everything is same as you go in the market. Let's say if you are going for vegetable, there are two vendors and one is selling.
Take the chair, lesser one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Some is selling vegetables of better quality with high rate. Some is selling some less quality vegetables with a bit lower rate. Then this is how the same corporate world technical software market works. Okay, so this is a
Okay.
real example. You can relate and understand it in a much better way. Okay,
Yes.
mov-
Okay.
moving ahead. Then we have the next point: lack of code coverage. So let's read it first. Code coverage measures the number of lines of the source code that has been tested, which help in determining how thoroughly the software was tested. Some software defects can occur due to poor code coverage. This can be caused if the code base is not maintained properly to support the scalability, or the dead unused codes are not discovered due to bad code writing. Okay, now let's understand it. Let's say I have a module in which I have to check the functionality. The first one is whether this particular username checkbox is enabled or not. I can type it anything or not. Now, this code coverage is always comes in scenario whenever automation is done, right? When you are doing manual testing, it is not considered, it is not required. So let's say I have written a locator, which again is a very ad- I mean, it will be a bit difficult for you to understand it now. So we write a locators. How we write it? We inspect it and we try to read it from the HTML down. This is the HTML document. This is how this particular thing is developed. Now this particular HTML document, give me a moment. Sorry. Okay. So here, if you hover above these lines, it will here in the UI, it will show you which element, which part, which field is being modified, being created with which line of code. So here, if I hover on this particular input class, it is highlighting the username. That means in the HTML structure, the code has been written in this with using this particular tag input class, and here it has name username. So I have written it using name. So again, it will be a difficult for you. So this is how you write locators. And if you want to check what is the code for this particular field, you just need to click on this arrow icon and hover over that particular field. Okay. So we have input tag, and inside that we had name. Give me a moment. Okay. There was a space here. So this is a locator for this particular field. What happens in real time? Uh, this particular locator might change in future. So what testers, automation tester will do? They will write a different code for this particular field, and they will keep this particular code as it is. So while running it, if you keep the unused code, that is the dead code here, these two lines, machine don't know which one to refer, then in that case it will fail. The my automation script, automation execution will fail. So mainly this is the test lack of code coverage. Now I am I should write my locator in such a way that whatever happens, whatever change happens, the locator of this particular field will never change, right? So there are certain parameters, certain approach to write a locator You can check it on net. It will be not covered in this particular uh, training. To write a locator for any field, write a universal locator. So that will never change whatever happens. So that is code coverage. So whenever a bad code is written and it might not be present in future, that is lack of code coverage. So again, that can cause software defect. I hope it will be a bit difficult for you to understand, but just note that if there are bad code writing in our program, in our project, then a defect can occur due to lack of code coverage. So in your exam, these points will be asked in a twisted manner. So let's say in if you're appearing for exam and get an option, which of the following options this convey a message of lack of code coverage, then in that case these line will be there. So you have just to
Thanks.
focus on these lines.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay.
The next one is poor test coverage. So let's read it out first. Test coverage determines the percentage of application code that a test case covers and how much code is exercised when those test cases are executed. Coming back to this particular Excel sheet. So here my test case 1 covers a scenario to check verify username with verify login with valid username and password. Now, if my test case is designed to just to check username and login is successful or not, then it will be considered as poor test coverage. So, what is faulty in it? Like the first thing that I have to do is to check whether I'm successfully navigating to this particular URL or not. So after that, whether this particular field is enabled or not. After that, whether the password field is enabled or not, then it is clickable or not, and whether it is taking me to the next page is not. It is whether it is taking me to the next page or not. So this is the whole test coverage.
Yes.